This video is not for whales and dolphins, it's for you because you are just like me. Average Luck Gamer here, and today I'm going to talk about Trigger again, and it's for like the 5th time, I know, but she's only just come out and there's a whole bunch to say, as well as the fact that I need to explain why I pulled her, and then we're also going to talk about why you may also want to consider her if you haven't yet, or why you may also want to hold off. So we'll talk about all of the different options basically, but we'll start with why did I decide to pull her. Now, to be clear, I didn't fully decide to pull for Trigger. I was kind of still on the fence about it, but ultimately I decided to take the 50, and to take the 50 we did, and we did win it. So that means that I now have Trigger on my account. And the reason why I wanted Trigger is because I like the way that she plays. I like the way that she whizzes through enemies. I love the way that it's just more stuff on screen at once. I think that that's just really fun and neat. And I don't know if I really need to explain that any more than all I've already explained it. That's fun to me. Like, I love all of the ults going off at once. I love the idea of Trigger whizzing through the enemies. I know it can tank your frames a little bit. I have been experiencing that as well. But overall, I think Trigger's really fun. I also know that you don't play her that much, but just the fact that there's a whole bunch of stuff going off at the same time makes me feel like I'm doing something of value, when really I'm just playing a gacha game. I will also say that the design of Trigger has definitely grown on me. I know she's stupid, she's got these triggers all over her, but yeah, the light bulbs on the face is better than I thought it was, and there are other things as well. Anyway, I was still basically on the fence about Trigger, and to be clear, if you are too on the fence about Trigger, then it's probably best to wait until we get further information as to what's happening next patch, which we will get the live stream for 1.7 while we're still in patch 1.6. So that means Trigger will still be on banner for you to choose from once we've had all of the information on Vivian and Hugo and the reruns, and potentially the drip marketing for 2.0. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they held that back until 1.7 was actually in full swing. So if you're still not sure, it might be best to wait until that point. But the reason why I chose to do it in terms of my account state is because I felt like I could really benefit from Trigger, particularly with her engine, which we also did get very early. And I know average luck gamer, but yeah, I got kind of lucky, guys. Okay, right. It was fun though. But just to be clear, this is not the way it always works, and this is why we should make sure that we have a whole bunch of polychrome on hand, especially going into a patch where we're really excited for new characters, to make sure that we have enough to guarantee what we really, really want. I was comfortable with the idea that I could have lost the 50 to Trigger or won Trigger, and I liked both of those things. So that's why I decided to take the plunge and do it. Now, because of the way my account is set up, it's very anomaly pilled, it's very anomaly heavy. I don't think I've missed an anomaly character, and I don't think I will miss an anomaly character, because I really like anomaly and I like playing anomaly. So the idea of a stun agent who is off-field, who buffs the living heck out of the on-field agents, both in and outside of stun, as well as building up a stun meter, well, you just gave me a stun character I can run with anomaly teams. So yeah, I did want to pull Trigger for that purpose. Now, is she as good as running a full-on S-rank limited support, i.e. Astra? No. But Astra can only be in one place at once. So again, I was comfortable taking the 50 for Trigger, as well as the fact that I thought she would also work with my attack teams, and she does. She works pretty well with Juan, she works pretty well with Evelyn. She's not best in slot, and I do like to build best in slot teams, but she does a pretty good job on those teams. Before we move on to why I'm a little bit disappointed in Trigger and why you may want to reconsider pulling Trigger, this is your reminder that you probably aren't subscribed. Liking and subscribing is a great way to support creators like me on YouTube. You can also drop me a follow over on Twitch so you can watch things like these crazy polls live, and you can also join the Discord where you can ask for build advice with cool, chill players, and that's also where we run account and anchor review raffles as well. Back to the video. Some stuff that I have been disappointed in since pulling Trigger, and just to be clear, take this with a pinch of salt because she's not fully built as of yet, is that I was really, really excited to play like a Yanagi DPS team, and I felt that that wasn't as good as I hoped it would be. I mean, it still clears, it can still 3-star no problem, but just to be aware of. And also, I kind of wanted to run Haramasa as well with Trigger, but it kind of just gives him too much field time. And if you try and take some of that field time away by running him with someone like Yanagi, for example, then you really dilute Yanagi's electric disorders because you're doing so much different electric stuff. So a lot of the anomaly buildup is not Yanagi herself. So essentially what I'm saying is that she does work in a whole bunch of ways that we kind of hope that she would, but some of the more niche stuff that I specifically did want to do doesn't feel as good as I hoped it would. Nonetheless, though, Trigger's still a really cool character. And hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit of insight in terms of, well, if these are the kind of teams that I wanted to run with Trigger, then maybe that's why I should maybe reconsider whether or not I should pull for Trigger. Let's also, though, talk about the fact that the main reason that you should pull for Trigger is that you have Sambi. So if you have Sambi and you're now sitting on the fence as to whether or not you should or shouldn't pull Trigger, I think that Sambi actually buffs Aftershock damage for the entirety of the team. She's kind of meant to be run with Trigger. It doesn't mean that you have to pull Trigger, but it's definitely something that's worthwhile considering. And considering where we are right now in 1.6, okay, don't run off and do it right now. Just pause just for a moment. But considering where we are right now in 1.6, as I said earlier, if you're not 100% on her right now, even if you're like, oh, maybe I should take the 50, it does make the most sense to wait for the 1.7 live stream and then still feel like whether or not you want to take the 50. If you're not sold on her gameplay, if you're not sold on the way that she can work in other teams, if you're not sold on running her with Anby because you really like running Anby with double support, for example, and you're not too interested in running the stun agent, or you feel like you're going to have the pull to also pull for her engine and you're not sure whether or not you want to do that, I can completely understand that. So again, probably wait for the 1.7 live stream. Trigger will still be on banner and then you can make the call at that point. It's good to go into most patches with more polychrome than you think you'll need to guarantee the characters that you want. And if you want a character like Vivian or Hugo that we know is coming, or you want to stockpile for 2.0, 2.1, when we're likely to get some very strong characters, then it makes sense to be cautious. So good for you. I think overall what I'm trying to say here is Trigger is good. She's good with her engine. She's good without her engine. I have tried her a little bit without her. She's not fully built yet, I'll be honest with you, but she still does do the things that she's meant to do. She still provides the damage buff. It's just a little bit less because she's not also providing the defense shred. The defense shred of 25% equates to around a 15% damage increase, roughly speaking, on top of the 35% that she provides. And that kind of makes sense to me. It does feel stronger with the engine than without it, but she is still functional without it. She still functions as an off-field stunner. She can still do the job for a team with like Juyuan and Nicole, for example. She can still do the job on an anomaly team as a support, for example. She still does the things that she's supposed to do. Trigger is good, but she's not quite as good as I thought she would be. And I think that that's maybe a little bit of a word of warning for everyone, essentially. And hey, if you're having different experiences with Trigger and she's doing exactly what you wanted her to do, and she's making your Haramasa hit harder than your Chingy, hey, that's awesome, man. I must be doing something wrong. And I'm not saying that it's tough to clear with Haramasa. It absolutely isn't. Haramasa is still fantastic. But what I am saying is, if you really wanted to run Haramasa hypercarry with a stun agent, maybe should have pulled for Chingy. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. As always, remember to like and subscribe for better than average luck on all your pulls. Pull responsibly, stay weird. Bye, 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 bye.